Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I can't complain. It's gonna be a high of 75 degrees here today, or at least where I don't know if you're in Nashville or not.
Yeah,
I'm kind of blown away with how it's definitely like it feels like May. It is like still March, bro.
I know. It's so crazy. It's so warm. It was like 81 or something the other day.
I know, I know. I was oh, it's about Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I'm trying to get back into trail running because I love technology and stuff, but it's like it helps to move and destroy your body so that you can get more work done in front of a screen. So I did 12 miles in DuPont with the
Oh,
dogs on a trail run on Saturday, and that was probably the farthest I've ever been.
oh
Did it
wow,
like
that's awesome.
I was
Cool.
getting 17-minute miles. I did in 3 hours and 3 hours and 45 minutes. So it was pretty hardcore. It was awesome though. I couldn't even move
Nice.
yesterday though.
Yeah, great weather for that though. That's
I
awesome.
know. I know. It was awesome. So I think I'm trying to remember how we got connected. Can you refresh my
Mary.
memory? Mary, that's right.
Hmm.
And you I think we're working with her or are
Yep.
working with her.
Yep.
At
I
one.
was working with Mary up for about a year and a half.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And you photographer based
Yeah.
out of what do you focus on?
So I'm based out of Asheville and Tampa,
Okay.
and my shtick is like all things people, and so I focus on weddings and large events,
Hmm.
portraits, and headshots.
I look at your site. That's beautiful. I love that shot there.
Thank
Mind if I
you.
give you some feedback on your website? It looks
I
really
would
great.
love that. Yeah. And so just to let you know what I'm searching for, Mary said that she had you at one of her workshops.
Hmm.
But I was out of town, so I wasn't able to make that. And so she was like, "Man, I really wish you could have been there for that. He has great information, so I'll try and link you guys up." So I really don't know much about what you do aside from SEO stuff, but
Okay.
I am definitely interested to learn more about what you do. And so my business has always just run off word of mouth
Right.
and client referrals. So
Right.
I have literally never in my life done any advertising. And so with this website, it's a pretty new website. I'm
Hmm.
trying to like do some SEO right to get um web like more web traffic because I never have focused on getting web traffic. And so yeah, that's where I'm coming from. I
Okay.
would love any feedback that you have, and also would love to know how you pair up with people to help them.
Man, these
And
photos are just are stellar, man. You're
thank
like probably
you.
one of the best photographers I've seen real recently. Love this shot too, because this is a great like promo shot, you know. Like maybe one tiny little thing here, and this is being recorded. So if you want this recorded, let me know. Maybe take a black opacity and knock out this picture just a little bit so that these pop a little better. I'm talking about like maybe 20% opacity or something minor. I don't want to take away from the photo though, but you do want to maybe may have this pop just a tiny bit. But I mean, that's a minor little thing. But I love the photo, love the layers, the background there. Sometimes people will even take a photo and fade it out.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Another idea, but I don't know if that would work here. But this is great that you're showing basically your like the website totally sells you your work. You could see you could these are all this is just super well done.
Thank you.
And you do
Yay.
like and this is this sort of the edge of fantasy photography or is this is still just fantasy work?
Yeah, I mean that's still just a natural portrait, but yeah, I do some stuff in the realm of like more creative art
Hmm.
style portraits.
And I love how you have some video on here. Be cool to have the video load directly on the site versus going to Instagram, but it's I'm again these are the small little things. Most of this is like awesome. Um, so then you have the breakdown, the category. I'll be honest with you. Every time I've tried to do SEO for a photographer, I have 45 clients, right? And I take on more when it makes sense for ongoing SEO. But every time I've tried to do SEO photography for photography, it has just failed because the competition is so fierce.
Yeah.
Uh, it's probably a nine out of on a scale of 1 to 10. It's either 8 or 9 on a difficulty scale. Up there with real estate, basically. It's almost as hard to get Asheville wedding photographer at the top of Google as it is to get Ash homes for sale in Asheville. You know,
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
estate is like insane. So now that is sort of the old thing. What's basically happened in the last couple of years is AI and AI searches are now about half the equation.
Uh-huh.
So what I'm going to do is just walk through. I mean, the only other thing I'm thinking of would be like more videos, a page with videos in your process, maybe some videos throughout the site. Like I like to embed videos I know you're promoting photography, but people love to see your work in action,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
And so to show that like process or any like 5 or 2 second, and I like to host them on Vimeo and put them on the site so that it's not taking the bandwidth away from the site, but it doesn't matter where you do that.
What about posting on YouTube? And then because I also do have some videos on YouTube and I want to plan to do more. So I feel like that would be a good place to.
Yeah, I would definitely, you can definitely put them on YouTube and embed. The only problem is that at the end of the video, it always shows, unless there's a way to get around it, it always shows related content,
True.
which I think is so stupid, but I don't know if there's a way to get around that or if it's
Yeah.
changed.
Or like
Um,
put my video as the next one that comes up.
yeah, exactly. Or like, I don't think that YouTube really gives you control over that. So let me give you a
Gotcha.
quick little training. I have a hard stop at 11:30, but I don't mind meeting again. But let me
Okay.
just show you this. And you're totally on right. You're on the right track with YouTube. Why a $0 YouTube video beats a 5,000 SEO campaign? So this one company studied 75,000 brands and they found something insane that I was like, what? YouTube mentions the number one signal for AI visibility. So that basically means that if someone on their channel, if I go on my channel and promote you and talk about you and just say Silvermean Photography or your name, but mostly your brand, that is the signal for Gemini to make you show up in Gemini searches. Now the other study also found that a plumbing company with 40 YouTube videos showing things like real job walkthroughs has a stronger AI signal than a plumbing company with 200 backlinks, perfectly optimizing SEO, doing all the SEO, but they have no YouTube. It's insane. It's like 3 or 4 times stronger of a signal. Why? Well, good question. Why did you ask? I'm just kidding. Why are AI systems hard? Because it's hard to fake. I mean, yes, but who's going to fake like, a walkthrough video? Like that's thousands of dollars or hundreds or dozens, whatever. But then Google also owns YouTube, so they're looking at the text around the video. And then we're moving into what's called entity SEO, which basically is that your business, Silver Moon Photography, is more of an entity. And if you are in multiple places online, not just your website, then that's like your website, YouTube, LinkedIn, social media, any kind of press releases you do. The more places that AI can find you, the more they can triangulate, right? Because ChatGPT constantly makes up, that's why I don't really use it. It's not that accurate. And then they were saying that job walkthroughs, before and afters, educational video. Personally, I'm a fan of this tool here called Big View. Have you heard of it? It's called Big
No.
View. Let me open up. It's called Big View. This is what the color and what it looks like. It's a 7 day trial, and then it gives you it's like $130 a year. It's a teleprompter video ad. It does the teleprompting, it does the captions, and it will upload directly to YouTube from the app. What I love about it though is it fixes if you're reading a script. I don't know if are you a one take wonder in video or are you a is video
No.
hard? So if you have a script, you can read the script, just make it sound like you're not reading the script.
Mhm.
And then it will fix your eyeballs with AI. So that's how on
Oh my
TikTok,
gosh.
all these
Wow.
20-year-olds are like, how are these 20-year-olds nailing it? Like, it's because they're using the apps like this.
That's so crazy.
So I would literally make one video. I would write down that your top 20 questions, FA, or that your top 10 FAQ questions that people ask, and then make one video answering each question, and then make another top 10 FAQ questions people should be asking, but they never ask you. Then make an video answer those. And then what you do is start each, just like you've seen this, I'm assuming you're a TikToker, right? Or you've been on Insta or whatever, right? So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like an intro where, hey, I'm Michelle with Silver Moon Photography. And then this video, we're just talking about, I'm answering some common questions. So why should you hire a professional wedding photographer versus doing it yourself? Well,
Mhm.
here's why. Here's a story that I heard or something that happened, something personalized. Stories are so much better. 23, when you share a story, it's 23 times more likely to get someone's attention than just like sharing something. And then end with a call to action. If you want to learn more about my wedding photography, go to Silver Moon Photography. Check me out on Instagram, socials, whatever. Um, and then um, and then boom, that's your 1 minute video. So you could have the script for that and you could crank out 20 of those in an hour and then start uploading those. So I would totally do that
And
over thinking
upload
working
them to
to your YouTube channels. They need to
the
be on your YouTube
YouTube
channel. And
and
what
then
I would do
link
is
them on
I
the site.
would, I personally, you could embed them on the site is your first
Okay.
option. Your second option is to put them all in Vimeo or some kind of video hosting service where it's not going to show related videos. Remember that good is the enemy of great. So it just needs to be good enough. It doesn't have to be great. And then if they're short, it seems like they get shared. Like a YouTube short is less than 60 seconds. It's a vertical. They get shared. And then it seems like I would the best plan of action is do shorts and then also do some horizontal, like longer form content. The actual study found that an unedited video, like unedited video of 10 or 12 minutes long where you're just talking is actually better than anything else. Because the last thing to remember is that you need to optimize these videos, which is doing the video in a title and a question format, and then answering the question in the description of the video. So, why should you hire a professional photographer over a friend? Is the question in the video. Answer that video. Professionals know what they're doing, have a work that you can look at. You get what you pay for. Do you want to gamble your wedding day with something, like something like that, right? Answer the question in the first 60 words, 40 to 60 words. And then for bonus points, you can upload transcriptions to the videos after they're uploaded, but YouTube does that. But the biggest thing that the study found is that AI systems can't watch the video. They don't look at the video, but they look at the text around it. So a perfectly filmed video with awesome editing, but no blank description or a title that's just not optimized is totally invisible. So that's what people get wrong is they try to spend all the time editing the quality when it just has to be okay. But yet, so that's the first thing is just to give you a crash course on YouTube. So you're on the right track, and by doing that, you don't have to even show up in regular Google because it's again a 9 out of 9 difficulty. If you were to pay me I've had a photographer as a real estate agent. It was a real estate agent who paid me $1,000 a month to get on the top of Google. Nothing moved in 6 months.
Hmm.
But the AI showing it for AI is like the wild wild west right now. So if you can
Mhm.
get um, and then and then and then I'm just going to give you a real fast crash course of what I went over on the actual training. So I'm going to put an hour training into 10 minutes. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay. It's this is the lightning round. And I don't mind sit. I don't normally have back-to-back meetings, but today or right now I do. But I'm just going to show you quick little results that I've got, skipping past the background and all that stuff. Basically, the 5 things to make SEO work for AI SEO is it still helps to know what people are looking for, but they're just common questions like why should I hire a wedding photographer? Putting stuff into your content of your website helps SEO. But the biggest takeaway is publishing inner hidden pages that can have some images on them, but mostly text. That's how to show it for AI. Inner hidden pages around a subject. So I'll show you. This is a client of mine. These guys are Wag Bar. They're up in Weaver, Vegas. And they're like a dog bar. You literally take your dog there, get a drink, your dog can play. It's like a dog park slash bar. And they came to me and said, hey, 2 years ago, we're opening franchises. Can you help us? So step one, we made a list of dog franchises, things like that. Um, we started putting it into the content of the website, which is important, right? Um, but what I started thinking is when I was looking at some research, I realized that so these are AI searches for the same thing, like pet franchise opportunities. I was looking at this, the highlighted areas here. This is the search on ChatGPT. And then these are pages that an AI is sourcing. They call it citing.
Hmm.
And then I looked at, well, look at this one page. This page here, Salty Dog Franchise. And I was like, okay, well, this is a page on their site about how to own a Salty Dog franchise. So they're referencing that page right here.
Hmm.
And then they're referencing other pages. So it must mean that pages in your website are super important for AI. Um, but if you look at this, some of these pages are like hidden and not even in the menu. Or
Hmm.
these are long pages, and if you look at these pages, they can be text pages sometimes. So I started thinking about this really old ass movie that you probably never watched. I'm guessing you're in there early, you're sometime in your 20s or early 30s. But us
Late
old
30s.
people, late 30s. Okay. Us old people, I'm in my late 40s. We watched this movie called Field of Dreams, and in the movie, it's this guy walking, Kevin Costner walking through a field, and he's hearing a voice saying, "If you build it, they will come."
Uh-huh.
So he ends up building this baseball diamond, and the ghosts of these famous baseball players show up at the end. And I just ruined the movie for you, but the whole movie is about listening to a voice and following your intuition. It's really what it's about. And I was thinking that's just the same thing for AI. If you build content on YouTube, on your website, then AIs will come. It's the same. If you build it, they will
Mhm.
come. So this is what this looks like. Is in the old days we used to publish some blogs, make some inner pages, connect some pages together. But basically, basically, for AI, you have to blog a little more frequently. So if you could do you do a blog on your site?
Yeah, but not consistently. And that's one
If
of
you
the
could,
things that I want to start doing
if you could,
consistently.
every time you do an Instagram, do that as a blog post or set up an
Ah,
automation that does that. It just needs to be an image with some text on it. It doesn't have to be long.
uh-huh.
So that's the first thing I would think about doing. The second thing I would do is you can go to answerthepublic.com, and you can go here and you can do 3 searches a day. And this is how you can find what people are searching for without having to pay any money. Um, and you can put in like Asheville wedding photographer. I'm assuming that it loads. Um, and I'll come back to that when it loads. But basically, what you can do is you can search for anything in here, wedding photographer, and then it will give you a breakdown of what that search is and what are the AI searches related to that search. Probably things like how do I hire in Asheville? Here we go. How do I choose a wedding photographer in Asheville? What questions should I ask a wedding, how to find a top rated, compare pricing, how do I view them? So if you start answering some of these questions in a video and put that on your site or a blog or bonus points, do both,
Mm-hmm.
bam, you're answering the question. How many other photographers are doing that? The
Yeah.
more you do that, the more you're going to show up for AI because AI moves a lot faster than SEO. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And then here's the main kicker that I figured out. You need to publish a minimum of 50 inner pages around a certain subject if you want to show up for AI. I know that's insane. But like the studies have found that a minimum of 50 pages. So I was really bad at I grew up in the church and no, I'm not against religious people, but I'm not really and more spiritual, not religious now.
Yeah.
But I never was good at walking into a bar and talking to people. It just felt so weird and inauthentic. But if we take this example of trying to pick up a hot guy in a bar, just like an example, if the guy was an AI, the hot AI guy, if you wanted to pick him up and get him to look at your business, 20 pages, he might look at you and maybe look at you from across the bar.
Uh-huh.
50 pages might be the wink. 200 pages, and he's going to walk up to you and flirt with you and try to take you home.
Uh-huh.
If that's what I'm just giving you an example,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
real world example. And I was like, that's insane. 50 pages to get recognized, but 200, and they're all fanning out from a certain subject. So each page is answering different questions. So I developed automations that do that, that publish content, but you can do it. I mean, just you got to do something if
So
you want
that
to show
would be I mean, when you say 200 pages, that's like 200
200
blogs
articles.
about
200 blogs or
or
articles. Usually they're inner hidden pages. So here's what I'll show you. This is and we could just spend the last couple minutes looking at this. So um, this is a med spa that I've been working with, the last year or so. So they're based in West Asheville. They do like, Botox and chemical peels and blah, 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 right? And if I look at this is all the pages on their website.
Mhm.
And then if you look here, this is a page that's mostly a text page. This is the ultimate guide to chemical peels in Asheville. So I've created an AI automation that publishes inner pages that sound like you wrote them or the client wrote them in whatever brand voice. And it puts all of this content on the website
Uh-huh.
about chemical peels, different types, addressing skin concerns. I've never had a chemical peel, so it's irony, right? But I know what it is, at
Uh-huh.
least intellectually. And then FAQs about them, and then testimonials, and at the very end, call to action. You
Uh-huh.
know, and so after publishing this, and then these are related
Uh-huh.
pages to chemical peels. This one about this one's about the benefits of glytone. I have no idea what glytone is.
Uh-huh.
How to prepare these are kind of like
Uh-huh.
blogs. They could be blogs or they could be inner hidden pages. So this whole thing is what we call a silo, is what SEO people call, but sometimes HubSpot calls them hubs, whatever. But the bottom line is this is like the main page, and these are sub pages under the main page.
Uh-huh.
So after doing this, they went to the top of Google for actual chemical peel within a week,
Oh, wow.
and they have stayed up there. And so I started doing that for all the other things, like for Botox. And I think if you Google Asheville Botox, they're number two now for Asheville Botox
Yeah.
because we have so much for around Botox.
Uh-huh.
Asheville Botox. They may not be. There we go. Number two in maps.
Wow.
They were the bottom of Google's first page. And so they're not in the search results here, but they're in the maps, which is
Yeah.
like um so it so the so I got so tired of doing the content that I created tools that do this.
Uh-huh.
And I have an AI automation that scan your site. So I can let you play around with that tool. Let me go ahead and send you some free content here. and you're welcome to use this tool. It's called Incredible Roots. The whole idea is that websites are like trees, and trees with deeper root systems get better, get better growth, right? So I'm going to just send you, this is going to send you, let me just put this in here, and then I'm going to send you this output. And then you can feel free to use this to generate some content, or you can use any AI. So what this is basically doing is scanning your site right now to find out what exactly do you sound like, what are your core values. It's not just like it's going into a big long thing. Then it finds out what people are looking for, and then it writes 25 pages of Google Docs and it
Wow.
puts it on your website. So this tool is how I've been able to go from like maybe 30 to 45 clients in the last year. The main issue, and I'm not trying to say I won't work with you. It's like usually it's like a minimum of 750 a month
Mhm.
to start to do this when clients pay me. And I just don't know unless you're like the cash flow, unless your cash flows can support that, it's probably better just to do it yourself, is what I'm
Yeah,
thinking. I'm not saying I don't want to work with you. I'm just saying every time I've tried
sure.
photography, the cash flow it's a little harder, right? Because it's like the jobs are fewer and further between, you know.
How many months would you say, like, say I were to hire you at some point in time, how
hmm
many months would you say it would
I
n-
would think it takes about 3 months to start really pushing the envelope. I publish around 250 pages around one subject, like water damage, like these companies that do water damage. They're called restoration companies.
Mhm.
And within 2 weeks of putting 200 pages, I'm starting to get, I maybe have been 30 days. I'm starting to show up now for AI searches for people asking about water damage.
Mhm.
So I'm still not getting any leads directly, but it seems like it takes
But
about
it's
90 days.
starting to, yeah.
But you can take the Google Doc that my tool will send you in a couple of minutes, and you can publish that as inner pages. I would add some images to it, edit the
In
content.
inner hidden pages, does that mean they're not
They're
public
not
pages?
they're not in the menu. So going back to this, wherever you went. So looking at your website, these are going to be inner hidden text pages that are not in the menu.
Uh-huh.
Um, and you don't want to leave them as text. You want to put some images.
Uh-huh.
And I like to basically rename the image as the question.
Uh-huh.
What question should I ask an actual wedding photography studio dot webp? Save it as the newest image format, and then save that as your file name as your image, and then use that as your title and description of your image for bonus points. And then put those images into so 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 yeah, so that's kind of what I would be doing. And so I have like Susan Sylvester. Trying to remember the name of my page. But anyway, maybe it's in here. There's just way too much to show you and I ran out of time.
Yeah, yeah, you're
But
good.
but anyway, so that's what I would do is do some of that, and remember, good is the enemy of best. Oh, I probably butchered it already, but like just make it good enough. And then honestly, probably YouTube is your best bet in spending time,
Okay,
but
cool.
publishing in your pages. And if you do want to talk about that in the future, that's fine. But I really need about 3 months to start pushing the envelope.
Okay,
But my tool will publish directly on WordPress, in your brand voice around, and we usually do about 20 to 50 pages a month.
cool. Okay.
Just because you have to do so much now for it to
Yeah.
work. But you can do the same thing with AI, get it to write content and do that. Hopefully
Okay.
this isn't like drinking out of a fire hose, but I think it probably was in this case.
Well, I mean, it's exactly what I've been hearing. So, yeah, I've already kind of had plans to start incorporating the video and doing a ton of blog posts and all that stuff. So,
And maybe I'll
but
take this video and put it on YouTube or something if you're okay with it. But like honestly, even videos like this, putting
yeah,
it on LinkedIn and YouTube, answering questions, AIs love informational content.
For sure.
Like AIs are so much like BNI, the networking group, where
Yeah.
their core value is givers gain. If you give and don't expect in return,
Yeah.
then
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
AIs love you, and also people love that too. It's like this whole.
Sure.
With your permission, I'll maybe put this on my YouTube, and
Sure.
other
Yeah.
photographers can get the same. But anyway, bottom line is just doing something will push the envelope.
Yeah.
Um, and if you do nothing, then nothing will happen.
Mhm. All right, great. Good information. You seem like the guy to know. And so I mean, I would love to talk to you more in the future. I know
Sure,
you got
and
to go
just
now, but
set up a follow-up meeting if you want to meet again. And I normally will have I usually try to spend an hour getting to know someone in not 30 minutes, but it's Monday. So
yeah. Well, thank you for meeting me. I super appreciate it.
awesome.
Yeah,
And let me know.
super
And
helpful
if you come across
information.
any service-based companies that, have 1 to 2K, most clients are paying closer to 2K a month
Yeah,
for me. But if you know of
good to
anyone
know.
out there, let me know. So,
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Cool.
all
Thank you
right.
so
Thanks so
much.
much.
Yeah, good
Mhm.
to meet you.
All right. Bye-bye. Great to
Bye.
meet you as well.